Hello everybody, J.Yumeko here, and today we are back with some more of The House in Fata Morgana. Last time we left off, we had a big fucking plot twist smacked right in our faces. So, turns out, the timeline of seeing what Pauline was embarking on versus what the Beast and the white-haired girl were embarking on weren't entirely lined up. The Beast actually ended up being Pauline's fiance, and he killed her very brutally. So, yeah, I think now we're picking back up from the perspective of the Beast, though. So, without further ado, let's jump into it. There's really not much more to say. The Beast's identity. Let us return now from her memories to the point we left off in our story. Just after the white-haired girl had disrobed, showing Bestia the difference between her and him. This was, yes, several days following the young woman's death. The blood in the hall had been cleaned up, and there was no trace of it any longer. He made a tremendous mistake. Though the only people aware of that mistake are you and I. There is perhaps a chance the white-haired girl had realized, but she knew nothing of the woman. So I entreat you not to fault the white-haired girl for trying to be kind to Bestia. She is without sin, in any and all times. In any and all times. That's an interesting way to word that. The Beast, no, the man, made the white-haired girl put her clothes back on. She seemed to have calmed down a bit. After examining her body and comparing it with his own, he was once again coming to think that he might not be a beast. In the past, he would have rejoiced to have proof of his own humanity. However, it was for him and the seed of several new doubts. You said I am human. Yes. Do you still believe this? I certainly do. You're simply mistaken. You believe yourself to be a beast of what the villagers said. Why did they call me a beast? If I were able to see, I could surely answer all your questions. But I cannot, so all I can offer you is my conjecture. Go on. Tell me. I suspect that you do not come from this country. No, you do not come from this continent. You came to this continent from far, far away, perhaps even across the seas. This land has been cast into turmoil by the war. Fortunately, no fighting has reached the village, but it has blocked trade routes, stripped them of their independence, and cast a dark shadow over their hope. They are quite devastated, I imagine. And then you showed up. From what I've heard, this area is not particularly friendly to people from other countries. Even less so those from another continent. So that would explain why all the villagers are being so, we're avoiding Pauline so much. So basically, this just boils down to them being really fucking racist. I doubt they know much about distant lands, so they'd probably never seen someone like you before. But in addition, you've been worried and worn. I guess you were emaciated, wasting away, enough so that you do not even look like yourself. Do you remember how you arrived at the village? When I woke up, I was on the beach. I don't remember anything before that. My joints all ached and I was incredibly thirsty. I was in so much pain. I sought help. But nothing I said got through to the villagers. I did not understand what they said either. But the one thing you did understand was that they were calling you Bestia. Right. And I also understood that the word was used to describe beasts.
The way they looked at me, it wasn't normal, so I
imagine at first they simply didn't want the trouble. They didn't actually think you were a beast. Simply that this wretched man, unfamiliar in appearance, who had washed ashore resembled a beast.
washed ashore.
You were in an accident, were you not? While crossing the sea?
I do not remember. I can't remember. No, I mustn't remember. If I am not a beast, that means the other beast wasn't one either. What did the beast look like? It looked somehow similar to me. Its hair color, skin color, eye color, and the way it spoke seemed vaguely familiar. Which means it was. I cannot accept that. If I do, then that means I've done something terrible. No!
What?
They did call me a beast. I was in fact a beast.
As I've been saying, that's because...
Tell me I'm a beast, please! Let me remain a beast!
How do you imagine he saw the world? I cannot even begin to fathom. But you can never know what someone else sees. And there's nothing to say that they see the same thing as you. As you and I have seen different things, so too did the man and his lover see different things. Or perchance the true shape of the world is visible only through the white-haired girl's sightless eyes. Do you think the reason he so stubbornly rejected his human memories is because he had taken the life of his beloved? I, personally, believe that there was more to it than that.
Still, I think one of the biggest mysteries in this whole game so far is the black-haired maid. And then obviously there's us, right? As well. Excuse me.
Someday, you shall remember. You shall remember everything. I will not allow you to avert your eyes. Remember that you have always been a beast, incapable of saving anyone, only of talking, only of taking.
My bad.
Remember and suffer, agonize, writhe, anguish, grieve, suffer.
Such a damn shame. Our homeland is but a stone's throw away and they still won't let us in. Just how long are they going to maintain this stance? Regrettable, isn't it, son? Yes, I agree with you wholeheartedly, Captain Osama. They are Japanese, by the way. I don't know. If I knew that beforehand, I probably wouldn't have given them British accents, but whatever. We can make it this far on the white man's ship, but they give no response to our missives. I'm not sure it's even reaching the magistrate's hands. It's so difficult to be even the slightest bit accommodating to your own fellow countrymen. They seem to be treating the white man rather poorly as well. I hear they imprisoned them on a tiny man-made island. There's no way to make friends. Well, all things considered, we can hardly call this our homeland anymore anyway. For how many generations has your family lived overseas again? I'm the third. I see. Then I doubt you have any attachment to this land. That's not true. I may never have had the opportunity to set foot on her soil, but my spirit dwells within this land. My grandfathers told me so much about this country, of her 4 rich, vibrant seasons and boundless beauty. I'm deeply grateful that you invited me on this voyage to visit her, Captain Osama. I finally, if only at a distance, laid eyes upon my home. I cannot say when this era may draw to a close, but I hope the time comes when we can proudly proclaim her our motherland. Can't find food this good back home. I eagerly await the day that becomes true.
Indeed. As do I.
I've lied to her. She believes I was born in the Orient.
But in truth, I've never set foot in that country. I was born in Europe. My family has not been permitted to return since my grandparents left. I can still remember as clear as day the look of profound regret on my grandfather's face as he departed from this world. He bequeathed unto me a katana, and on that day, that blade became the one thing binding me to my homeland. I could not bring myself to tell her that I am disallowed to return home. I did not want her to think that I had been forsaken by my country, that my country would do such a thing. However, some part of me believes that there is more to it than that.
A smuggler? Yeah, I never would have expected it. Not on this ship. One of the crew was conspiring with a government official. He hid unreported goods on board and delivered them in secret.
What goods?
Silver coins. Spanish coins trade for more money than they're worth as currency. The official was sent to commit seppuku, but we're responsible for our own crew's punishment. I'm still trying to decide how to handle it.
Have him commit seppuku as well. The sailors brought shame upon the entire ship. If he's made to take responsibility for his actions, then perhaps we can minimize the damage to our reputation.
You make a fair point. Unfortunately, he's not of this land. I doubt he's familiar with the ritual.
Then I shall serve as his second, and ensure he dies without issue.
Have you lost your mind?
I've been trained in the art. It's unlikely I should fail.
You're not a samurai, though.
I was born into a family of samurai. At least, it was until 3 generations ago. But that blood still courses through my veins.
Very well, then. That is how we shall do it. We now commence the ritual seppuku of our fellow crewman Seedorf. Seedorf has, in violation of restrictions set in place by the shogunate, committed the grave crime of smuggling prohibited goods into the country. In order to atone for this betrayal of the trust of both nations, he vows to take his life here before you. Do you have any last words? I deeply regret that we should have to lose a companion with whom we've traveled the 7 seas in this manner. Do it.
Wasn't me.
What?
It wasn't me! I've been set up! I didn't smuggle anything! I don't know anything about any silver coins! I've been framed! Believe me, why should I have to slice my...
Yukimasa! You said the accusations were false!
Lies to escape punishment. I could not allow him to continue shaming himself and us when his fate was already sealed. It would have only served to tarnish the ship's honor.
But...
An investigation was performed. It is our duty to trust those results.
You're right. Yes, you're right. Good work. Now this needs to be cleaned up.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure I was mistaken, but I would like to ask you anyway. Were you smiling as you did it?
You must have been seeing things. So was he just a psychopath from the start? Was that really the only reason? I couldn't bring myself to tell her the truth.
What was that dream? Was that from my memories? No. Osama, I've never met that man. Or that woman. No, I was just... No, it wasn't me. I don't remember. I don't remember anything. Not a thing, not a single thing. I am a beast. I'm a beast, not a human. I don't need those memories. Are you there? Are you there? Where are you? Come to me. Be with me. Peace. My peace. Where are you? Where have you gone? Why? Why are you not at my side? Oops. I don't remember anything. Stop remembering. Is that a silver coin? Spanish silver. Some weeks after we set off back west, I find a silver coin in the ship's hold. I don't know if it got overlooked or dropped when transporting the rest, but there's just one. The first thing I think when I find it is that I should report it to Captain Asama. But instead, I slip the coin into my pocket and take my leave of the hold, as if nothing ever happened. Not for the purpose of smuggling it for some extra cash. It only has value in the East. Back west, it's worth nothing more than its designated value as currency. So again, it's not for want of money. Well, damn. It seems Seedorf might have been innocent after all. Perhaps so. And if he had no hand in the smuggling, then I've done a horribly regrettable thing. No. As you said, an investigation was conducted. We've no choice but to believe the information we were given. You mustn't blame yourself. I feel bad for putting such an unpleasant responsibility on you. Not at all. Now, how do we handle this? I can't believe a silver coin was found in someone else's luggage. It would be best to handle this internally. Publicly, we've already made our amends with Seedorf's death. That's true. Though it would be prudent to try and discover from where he's acquiring the coins, so as to prevent another such incident. Should one of our crew be caught smuggling again, he will not be the only one asked to take responsibility. I have great sympathy for you, Captain Asama. This is quite the headache. I can't imagine he would give up his connections just because we asked. We can force him. If he doesn't want to talk, then we can give him some encouragement. But I couldn't. Worry not, Captain Asama. I shall take care of the dirty work. You needn't trouble yourself with anything, Captain. Leave it all to me. Captain. Very well. I'll leave this in your hands, Yukimasa. Yes, sir. How are you feeling? Hey! Untie me! What's the meaning of this? A silver coin was discovered in your luggage. Huh? A silver coin? Interesting. It would seem you have quite a knack for acting. Hold on, I don't follow. I thought the smuggling problem was taken care of. Seedorf wasn't the one doing the smuggling. It was you. Like hell! I've never seen any damn silver coins. It's must be some kind of mistake. Check my bags again. A coin was found in your luggage, regrettably. Captain Asama saw it himself. Lies! I swear I've never touched one. Is that so? I swear! Never once! Please believe me, I'm no smuggler! I've done good work, even on this expedition. You know I'm not someone who would get involved in smuggling. I don't know what kind of person anyone is. We may have known each other for years, but that doesn't mean I have any way of knowing what you think in private, how you feel, what kind of person you are. You smuggled the coins, didn't you? I did it! I had nothing to do with it! Who is your supplier? I'm telling you, I'm no smuggler! It puts Captain Asama in an uncomfortable position if you don't talk. We can't risk damaging our homeland's trust any further. I swear to God I had nothing to do with it. So you won't tell? How could I tell something I don't know about? I see. You believe me? So it's very, very important information. Enough so that you can't give it up so easily. In which case, I'll just do what I have to until you talk. What do you... Whenever you're ready to talk, just let me know. I'll stop right away. Hey! Stop! What are you... Quite the thick fingers you have. Let go! What are you... But it's all meat. Your bones aren't any thicker than anyone else's. Ah! My finger! Oh, don't start screaming just yet. That was just the first. Your little finger. Next is your ring finger. Just stop! Please don't, I'm begging you! Are you ready to talk? I told you I don't know anything! Too bad. Yeah! Your middle finger. Don't! Your right hand is going to be useless if you don't start talking soon. What do you want me to tell you? I swear I had nothing to do with it. What has you so stubbornly refusing to talk? Is your supplier really worth going to such lengths to protect? No, I can't tell you what I don't know. That's... All that's left is your thumb. Help! Someone get me! Just so we're perfectly clear, everyone on board knows what you did. No one's going to come to a smuggler's aid. God, I can't take any more of this. Please stop. Ready to talk? What will it be? I'll talk. Okay, I'll talk. If anything you tell me is a lie, you could consider your life forfeit. Are you ready to tell me the truth? We will investigate the details of your confession. If you lie, we will find out. Understood? But I... Speak. But... Or can't you? I don't know anything! That's a shame. Ah, well, you won't be using your right hand ever again. Although, there's still 5 fingers on your left. Are you in pain? Do you want me to stop? Yes, please. Alright. 4 left. That is quite the face. I wish I could show it to you in a mirror. What is wrong with you? You monster! I'm not doing this because I want to. You're the one forcing my hand by refusing to talk. Now go on, spit it out. You wouldn't believe anything I said anyway. How long have you been doing this? You're the first. Liar! You sick bastard! It's the truth, though. Then why? Why are you still smiling? 3 left. What'll it be? Will you tell me everything? No lies, no omissions? It wasn't me! It wasn't me! I didn't do anything! 2 left. It's surprising how easily they break. No! Stop! This is the last one. It burns! It burns! My fingers are on fire! No. What next? It burns! It burns! It burns! Are you listening? Hello?
This over a few broken fingers. Need me to wake you up? Let me tell you something. I'm the one who put the coin in your luggage. Of course you don't know anything. Someone! Anyone! Get in here! The silver coin wasn't... Don't go shouting things you'll regret. It's hard to fight back with your hands in that condition. Having trouble breathing? Huh? Well, are you? You need air? I guess it's hard to talk with my hands around your throat, huh? Do you want air? Alright. Then you can have some air. Someone, anyone, please get in. You just don't learn. I can see the words written on his face. Why? Why are you doing this? Why? That is a good question. I'm not even sure myself. Hey. Answer me. Well, damn. I missed the opportunity to use my katana. I tossed the man's body overboard. My story will be that he sneaked out while I wasn't looking, and he threw himself into the sea. As I watched the sack of flesh sink into the depths, I'm thoroughly shocked to realize I don't feel the slightest bit bad about what I've done. No regret, no remorse, nothing. I comprehend that the things I've done are reprehensible, that they're evil. But that knowledge wasn't sufficient to restrain my urges. There's an itch I felt deep within my chest ever since the moment my blade sunk its teeth into Seedorf's neck. I don't know what to call it, but I feel like I'm floating. Like everything swirling about inside me has been unleashed, set free. There's also an edge of anxiety, though. If I continue down this path, what might I transform into? Despite feeling not the slightest bit guilty about the horrible things I've done, I still fear this life I've made slipping away from me. I want something to anchor me. What exactly am I? Is this what I want it to become? The kind of man who can take another's life without flinching, fully aware of his actions. And if that's truly what I am, perhaps it would make things easier if I did lose everything. Don't scare me like that. And where did you pick up a word like I can't pronounce that. I never took you for someone so pretentious. I'm sorry. You just look so much like a rabbit there. The way you were crossing your head back and forth, looking around for me. You. Nintie is something you call a child. I'm not a little girl anymore. I'm sorry, really. Don't be so mad, Polly. I'm not mad at all. It's been a year and a half. We finally get to see each other again. That we do. Did you have any trouble out at sea? Did you fall ill or get caught in a storm or run into any kind of danger at all? No, there was no trouble. Everything went fine without incident. The sea god was watching over us, I suppose. I don't know. I don't know. What am I? Who am I? Who? What is this room? What are those colored windows? Were those here before? In this mansion? I know what that is. It's an angel. The angel is looking
looking at me and laughing. The angel is looking down on me and laughing.
What are you doing?
The angel is laughing at me. The angel. So the angel. You, where were you?
I went to the kitchen to get a drink of water.
You have nothing.
You have nothing to worry about. I will not run away from you.
I'm not human. Am I? I'm not a human.
You are.
Not a human!
You are. You. It's alright. I imagine it's quite disconcerting having lost your memories. But no matter what happens, you'll always be you. Don't be afraid.
Are those the words of encouragement I truly wanted to hear? Am I afraid of being myself? I don't know. Don't think about it. Am I a beast? A beast with no memories?
Jesus fucking... So he was a psychopath from the get-go! This isn't a thing where he's, like, gone mad from crash landing and waking up without his memories and then being treated like a monster by the village people. This is just him being a fucking psychopath. Jesus.
His psyche drifted erratically between human and beast. If he accepted himself as human, it might cause memories better left buried to return to him. If he accepted himself as a beast in exchange for his memories, he would no longer be able to rejoin human society. The white-haired girl fervently supported him in these precarious times. I was quite amazed. I never imagined she would grow to be such a strong woman. Nevertheless, God is a cruel master. For what strength he gave her spiritually, he took an equal part from her physically. Though she persisted day in and day out to stay by the man's side, one day she suddenly fell ill. With her in the throes of a high fever and not knowing the cause, he fell into a perpetual panic. There was no medicine in the mansion. They could hardly manage to put together sufficiently nutritious meals. Though there was no medicine, maybe there was something else that could make her feel better. However, everything he could think of required him to leave the house.
Hey. Is there anything you would like?
Anything I would like?
I'm considering visiting the village.
I see. You're going to the village.
I think I might be able to get some medicine. I would prefer to bring a doctor here, but no one would come if they learned that you were in this mansion. So,
he was planning to put on a disguise to enter the village as a person. The white-haired girl smiled when she heard his idea. She had, after all, always wanted him to think of himself as a human. However, because she was so pure-hearted, she did not comprehend.
I really hope that this is not about to take the turn that I think it's going to take.
The full extent of the slaughter he had confessed to committing. The revenge he had taken on those who chased him around. How sinister his cackling and furious his reaping. She did not grasp just how serious it was. She had faith that Bestia had kindness in his heart. If you cannot get any medication, then buy me some oranges, please.
Oranges?
This is a land blessed by the sun. You should be able to find some wonderful fresh oranges.
Will that make you feel better?
Yes, it should.
Okay.
Bestia's mind was made up. He would don the skin of a human for her, to protect the peace he had. He would return to the place that had left him with many painful memories. It was, to him, the source of his fear. Whenever he let his guard down, the shouts would play back in his mind.
Bestia! Bestia, bestia! Hideous beast!
Though he had physically conquered the people who lived there, Bestia's memories of the village still haunted him. But her health meant more to him than any of that. He was willing to cast aside his fear if it meant the white-haired girl would recover. The girl, still in her bed, he made his way out the mansion. He crossed the overgrown forest, pushing through one step at a time, all the while trying to brush aside his comprehension, until he arrived at the village.
This is where they called me a beast, where I was almost killed, and where I killed them. I look different than I did then. I'm dressed differently too, but can I play the part? Can I act a convincing enough human? I have no choice. There are no other villages. I can't let her die. Excuse me, could you answer a question for me? The village man is looking at me, only for a moment, but for me that moment is tortuously long. A faint look of panic crosses his face, perhaps in fear of my appearance. He's staring at me. Will he point his finger and call me a beast? Will the other villagers come to kill me? However,
I haven't seen you around here before.
he didn't recognize me. Yes, I come from a faraway land, and I'm unfamiliar with this area, so...
You're just like a nobleman. On a secret ship or something.
Something like that.
You look really pale though. Looking for a doctor?
Yes. But not for me. My companion has come down with a fever.
Sorry to hear it. Well, I'd love to introduce you, but he's out right now. And he won't be back for a few days.
I see. And where might I be able to buy fruit?
There's a shop just round that corner.
Thank you very much.
Don't mention it. Do take care, traveller. It gets dangerous out here.
I'm starting to attract attention. But not the same kind as before. They don't look at me with revulsion, hatred, or furious indignation. They're simply curious. The village feels different than last time. Could it have changed this drastically? Or is it because I really did look like a beast then? And now I look like a human? I don't know. Excuse me.
Me? Yes?
I would like to buy some fruit. Some oranges.
Oranges? Alright, just a second.
The fruit vendor doesn't recognize me as the beast either.
Any other year and they'd be a lot plumper than this. But this year we've had the end of the war, and this whole mess with the beast, it's just been crazy. If you'd like, how about you come back in a few years and try oranges again? They'll be several times better, I assure you.
I'll keep that in mind.
You bet. That'll be...
I'm sorry, I don't have any local currency. Would this suffice?
Well, how is...
No good, I take it?
No, on the contrary. It's hardly fair for you trading a jewel for a few oranges.
That's all I have to offer. I hope you can exchange it for money.
Sure. You nobles sure are something else.
Noble.
Aren't you? I know if you wander around just too well, you put yourself in danger. You might find yourself stripped there by a bandit, or perhaps even catch the attention of the beast.
The beast. Everyone mentions the beast. They speak of me.
Have you heard the tales?
I have not.
There's a beast den not too far from this village. It's attacked before, and we've been living in fear, never knowing when it might attack again. But that all ends today. The men have finally found their spines, They all got together and went out to exterminate it.
What?
And you'll never guess who's responsible. A kid! A little boy spearheaded the attack.
I knew it. Javi has rounded up a group and they're marching towards the mansion, but he's not there. They're going to march into that mansion expecting to find the beast, but the only person they're going to find is the fucking girl. And, whoop-de-fucking-do, right? She's already mentioned how she's been ostracized for her looks, red eyes and pale white skin, white hair. They're going to,
Never would have expected a little kid to whip all our lazy cowardly men into shape. The boy's the only one who knows the way the beast den. Hold on. What about your origins?
The men have banded together. And they're going to kill the beast. Why now? Why when I'm not there? I'm the beast. I'm right here. I'm what you're trying to hunt. The only person in that mansion right now is her.
He regretted not asking the fruit vendor how long ago the party set off. Though what good would that knowledge have done him? He had to hurry back regardless. The sun was beginning to set, draping the surroundings into a deep blackness. As if to keep him from returning home, the night wrapped its hands around his head, covering both eyes. In what direction did he have to head to return to the mansion? He stormed through the forest, and eventually the mansion appeared before him, like the world fading into view after a dream. Bestial was a tempest in the night, blowing through the overgrowth toward the house.
Please make it in time. I need her. I need the place that she provides me. The last thing I want is for her to die.
In the blink of an eye, he was through the door, charging down the mansion's halls. He could not sense anyone else inside, though. All he could hear was the whoosh of the wind blowing into the house from somewhere. It seemed the window was open.
Where are you? Where have you gone? Answer me! Please answer me!
He cried out the girl's name, again and again, until his throat was sore and his voice hoarse. But she did not respond. He rushed into her bedchamber.
Hey, hello? Where are you? Where are you? Answer me!
The man swung his head back and forth so hard that he thought he might break his own neck, and when he made to look down, he slipped, falling on his tailbone. He felt something slick on his hands, a sensation he would recognize anywhere. The liquid was still warm.
No, that cannot be. It can't. It can't. It cannot be!
Muttering incomprehensibly in fear, he crawled back through the door of her chamber and into the corridor. Like a genuine beast, he followed the trail of slippery fluid on all fours. The trail glimmered like red wine. It stretched down the hall, past the living room, smeared across the floor like it had been wiped down with a mop. The man crawled and crawled and crawled, until at last he reached the stairs leading down to the cellar. The ruby trail continued. From beyond the door he could hear men's voices. With a howl, the man stumbled down the stairs, throwing open the wooden door. His first impression was that the stench of blood was suffocating. And indeed, there he discovered the white-haired girl. He found himself unable to even scream. Her once porcelain skin was no longer even sickly pale. It was now the bloodless color of dirt. She was sprawled haphazardly out on the cellar floor, dried bloodstains around her half-open mouth, and those lips were, naturally, lacking their former rosy sheen. Her body was covered with an array of wounds, but the most prominent was the man's singular sword standing tall in her chest.
This is the beast. He doesn't look like the same.
It's him. It's Harvey. He's the same guy. He's the bestia.
Several villagers surrounded him at the behest of the young boy.
He's gotten himself all dressed up, proper and fancy. Good clothes don't make him a good man. Isn't that right, you bestia? No. You murderer! Why? Why did you kill her? 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 Why? You want to know why? Her death was an accident, I'd say. I feel bad about what happened, but any woman who lived with a man like you must be a witch. Does that hurt? Are you hurting right now, you bestia? Then maybe now you understand. You not only stole my parents and friends from me, you ripped the last shard of hope I had from my hands. Do you get it? Do you finally understand how I feel? Now do you understand how it feels to have someone you care about taken from you? Pauline, was desperately trying to find you. Why? Why would you kill someone so devoted to you? Do you understand what you've done? I'm asking you a question, you goddamn murderer. I get it. And now, I have nothing left. What?
The man stepped forward, almost perfectly calm. His panic had vanished, as if it were never there. His eyes were disturbingly vacant. Perhaps the sorrow had overpowered him, beating his heart into quiet submission. No, that was not the case. Though his eyes were empty, a faint smile spread across his lips. The transition was swift, as though a gear had switched in his mind. The boy and the other villagers were frozen in place at the sight. Before long, the man was standing before the deceased girl's body. And then, he pulled the blade from her chest.
I knew it. I really was a beast. And what I wanted was a tether. What are you yammering on about? Didn't you care about that woman? Didn't you choose her over Pauline? Who you then threw aside and butchered? What is wrong with you? What was she to you? She was my serenity. But she's dead now, and there's nothing I can do about that. Peace, calm, tranquility.
The man's behavior was downright evil, causing the boy to flinch back. Believing he had everything taken from him, and could not possibly lose anything more was, I imagine, would allow him to stand up to the beast, the source of such crippling fear. Yet now, he found himself unable to move. He found himself in the face of such an incomprehensible creature, paralyzed with fear, and the villagers were similarly dumbstruck. Not even I could understand his behavior.
What the hell is wrong with you? How can you laugh at this? I don't get it! How indeed? I wonder myself. I don't know either! But you know what? It doesn't matter anymore. Because every last one of my anchors has broken off and sunken into the sea. Damn it! Get moving! Kill it! I'll kill, slaughter every last one of you! Ah, yes. My whole life, I've always wanted to kill.
What was it that inflicted you with such madness? Losing your memory in the shipwreck? The abuse and insults you suffered at the villagers' hands? Or was it your grief for not being able to return to your homeland? No, None of those were the root. You were always like this. You always bore those twisted desires. You held these deep, constant urges to cause others harm. That is your essence. The real you had been hidden beneath the mask of sincerity. The true beast was your heart. The beast was a convenient skin for you to wear. You wanted to be brutal, a savage murderer. You never really loved the white-haired girl, or the black-haired woman for that matter. You were merely attached to them, fixated on the idea of a world of tranquility. You used this peace to anchor yourself, to prevent you from drifting off into the ocean of your desires. You yearned to cause pain, while also hungering for the opposite, a calm life. You idolized this idealized life, spent in quiet harmony with another, because you knew just how difficult it would be for you to attain. Far more difficult for you than satisfying your cravings, but not impossible. I personally had hoped you would find peace with someone rather than descending into savagery. It may have been only superficial, but it would have been very human. But, ultimately, peace slipped through your fingers, and no one was left to suppress your desires. You cannot, after all, hold them back yourself. What a tragic man. What a hopeless man you are.
Complete chapter 2, Weeping Manor. The door to the cellar swung shut. Oh.
This door to the cellar swung shut. You had fallen to the floor at some point, unable to bear the stench of blood.
Oh no, okay, this is just regular narration. You'd fallen to the floor at some point, unable to bear the stench of blood. The maid stood behind you, her arms wrapped around your shoulders. The maid's voice was chillingly gentle.
That was quite horrific, wasn't it? Are you feeling unwell, Master? Oh my, you're shaking, Master. Fear not. I assure you the beast will not come through that door. I'm here for you, and I will continue to hold you for as long as you need to settle your nerves. Oh dear, you feel like you might freeze in my arms? Am I really that cold? I cannot tell my own temperature. You should know what happened to Bestia after that. I could open the door once more and show you. But I have no intention of knowingly tossing you back into that den of horrors. He lost the rest of his humanity, becoming Holy Beast. But, to tell just a little bit more of the tale, it is my understanding that an entire village was ravaged shortly thereafter. He was a bewitchingly talented swordsman. Not a single living person in that village could stand up to him. In the woman's memories you saw, he was a gentleman, yes? But even the mildest of men can change. Though, personally, I believe that without an element of monstrousness buried somewhere within, a man cannot become a beast, regardless of what may push him in that direction. Do you follow? Now, tell me, Master, have you remembered anything? Oh dear, I was afraid of that. I am a remarkably patient maid. I shall accompany you for as long as you require. So do please find your memories. Now, let us head to the next door. The mansion is quite large, so hold on to my hand. We would not want to get separated.
Alright, we are going to stop right there. Whew! So. Wow! Okay, first off, wow. Holy shit. I was honestly, I had no idea what to expect from this story. When I first went into the game, I was like, oh, okay, you have like a nice little story, okay, here's, the sister and the brother, and like you clearly see that there's gonna be like a love triangle. But, then obviously it has its own plot twist. Sister loses her mind, turns out you guys are all related, and yada yada yada, blah blah blah. When this one came around, I really didn't know what to expect, because typically in games like this, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, it's going to follow a similar narrative. That's at least the best you can assume. But what they give you is like basically a completely different game. So clearly we're dealing with a whole nother level of quality here than arguably anything else I've ever played before. And wow, that was an amazing story. So again, it sort of ended how I thought it was going to end, with the village kind of finally rallying together and then marching in there and killing them. Which obviously there's a few alterations. Pauline is the one, gets killed, which incites Javi to gather the villagers. Then they kill the white-haired girl, and then they all get slaughtered. So, Huh. I'm lost for words. It's such a clever, like, twist, I guess, because first off, it was really clever how they did the whole, actually, the timelines of these stories that we're showing you don't match up, and actually, this other beast that was killed was actually Pauline being killed by her fiance. Which, ooh, wow. And then, of course, they have to topple all that on top of, this is my last shot at finding him, and if it doesn't work out, I'll go home and bring Javi with me. Which I called it, that was good. That was such a fucking red flag. But, but wow, no, seriously, amazing story. Just absolutely fantastic. It is different, though, this time. Because in this one, the white-haired girl blatantly gets murdered. And obviously we've already established that somehow the white-haired girl and the black-haired maid share a similarity in their recurrence in these stories, and presumably the recurrence in the timeline of the manor. They're both somehow tied to this manor, but we don't know how. So I guess we're just going to kind of have to figure that out. And again, I do want to kind of recall back to what the black-haired maid said about the white-haired girl, that, she's without sin, is like both then and in the future, or something like that. So that, I just feel like that's a very interesting thing to say. It feels very... it feels like it's it feels like it's kind of important, I guess. Just because that's a very specific thing to say about the white-haired girl. So, yeah, it's really strange. And obviously, you would have to imagine, right, that once we reach the conclusion of the story, this could either go a couple ways, right? This could either be a thing of, now we're at the end. Now we've told all the stories about the mansion's history up to this point. So now there's going to be some kind of decision you have to make. Or there's going to be, this is going to be like, and this is the start of a new chapter in this history of this mansion, right? But then obviously you notice the lacking of the white-haired girl within what would technically be our present timeline. So is it possible she got completely removed from the picture at some point? Maybe. That's a theory that could possibly happen. There's still so many unanswered questions here. But that's going to be it for this time. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like on the video. And tell me in the comment section below what you'd like to see me play next. If you enjoyed this video or any other videos or series on my channel, then I highly recommend that you hit the subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you'll be notified when a new one of those videos comes out. Anyways, that's it for me. And I'll see you in the next one.